Happy Halloween! So today we're talking about the Zodiac killer.
I'm Cassie.
I'm Sarah, and if you like murder mysteries, make sure you hit that subscribe button and keep on watching. The Zodiac killer targeted his victims in Northern California from the late 1960s to the early 1970s. He has claimed to have murdered 37 victims total, but investigators have only been able to confirm 7 victims, and 2 of those 7 have survived. It also appeared as though he targeted young couples. The first couple that was murdered was David Faraday, who was 17, and Betty Jensen, who was 16, on December 20th, 1968. They were out on their first date and later planned on attending a Christmas concert at a high school. David took his mother's car and drove himself and Betty out to a gravel turnout that is known as Lover's Lane before they made their way to the concert. They arrived at Lover's Lane at about 10:15 p.m., and their bodies were found a short time later at 11 p.m. by a woman who lived nearby. The police arrived and concluded that another car had pulled into the turnout just before 11 p.m. and parked beside the couple. They believed that the killer had ordered the couple to get out of their car, and as they were exiting, David was shot in the head. The killer then shot Betty 5 times in the back as she was trying to escape. Her body was found 28 feet from the car. The killer then got back into his car, drove off. The police found no leads, but the case stayed open.
That makes me kind of sad.
Yeah.
They were going out on their first little date to a place where, you think of as something that happens in a movie. I've never heard of, a Lover's Lane about where I live.
I've heard of Lover's Lane before.
Yeah, but not where we live.
Yeah, no, there's
we don't have that here.
Oh,
he shot them a lot.
Yeah.
David wasn't shot a lot because he was just shot once in the head. But then Betty, could you imagine seeing the guy you're going on a date with get shot in the head and you're like,
peace out, and then trying to run and then getting shot in the back
5 times? That's just so sad.
16 and 17.
Yeah.
The next attack took place before midnight on July 4th, 1969, and the targets were Darlene Farron, who was 22, and Michael Majou, who was 19. The couple drove to Blue Rock Springs Park, which is 4 miles from the last attack, and they parked their car. Not long after they arrived, a second car pulled into the lot, left almost immediately, and then came back about 10 minutes later. The driver of the second car got out and walked up to the couple's car. The killer pointed a flashlight into the eyes of the couple and then proceeded to shoot them 5 times. Both were hit, and a few bullets passed through Michael, hitting Darlene. As the killer was walking away, he heard Michael moan in pain and turned back to shoot him 2 more times before driving away from the scene of the crime. The next day, July 5th, 1969, at 12:40 a.m., a man phoned the police department to report and take responsibility for the attacks on the couple. The killer also took credit for the murders of David and Betty a few months prior. The couple was eventually found and rushed to the hospital. Darlene was pronounced dead at the hospital, while Michael managed to survive even after being shot in the face, neck, and chest. Michael was able to describe the killer to the best of his ability. He told the police that the attacker was a white male about 26 to 30 years old, about 195 pounds, 5'8" in height, and light brown curly hair. The investigation continued on.
I feel like it was a hate crime. I feel like...
Maybe
I know this might be jumping the gun, before our discussion at the end, but I feel like he had some issue with, young couples. So I don't know if maybe when he was young.
Yeah, maybe when he was young, a lover scorned.
It's something, because what shooting them 5 times when he didn't need to, I feel like that turned into, a hate crime. You know what I mean? He could have just shot them each once in the head and been done with it.
Maybe, the 5 times is, his M.O.
Something. Maybe a girl, wouldn't go on a date with him. He took a girl to Lover's Lane or somewhere nearby, and she was not having it.
Michael surviving
Go
after
Michael.
Getting shot in the face, neck, and chest.
Yeah.
Dude, if I got shot in the face, it'd be over.
Well, yeah, that's kind of how it's supposed to be.
2 months later, on August 1st, 3 newspaper companies received a letter from the killer himself. all 3 letters being nearly identical in envelopes with no return address. He demanded that they print this on each of the paper's front page, or he would, as I quote, cruise around all weekend killing lone people in the night, then move on to kill again until I end up with a dozen people over the weekend. The letters also included a 408 symbol cipher that held the identity of the Zodiac killer. One of the ciphers was solved, and it read, I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all. To kill something gives me the most thrilling experience. It is even better than getting your rocks off with a girl. The best part of it is that when I die, I will be reborn in paradise, and that people I have killed will become my slaves. I will not give you my name because you will try to slow down or stop my collecting of slaves for my afterlife. One of the letters started by saying, Dear Editor, this is the Zodiac speaking, which is how he got the name the Zodiac Killer. The police found these letters to be real because in one of them the killer described certain aspects of the murders that were not yet released to the public. They continued their investigation to look for answers.
Okay, so this guy is bonkers. This guy was kind of smart.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't just something that he just went off on a whim and was like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill some people. Like, he created these hard ciphers that...
It kind of reminds me of, like, the Da Vinci Code. Have you ever seen that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah,
dang.
Same type of idea, but, like, he was smart enough to be able to create all these ciphers that some of the best investigators haven't even solved yet. There's, like, a couple out there still that they don't know what they actually say. But the one that they did solve, that gives you, like, chills. And Sarah, when she was, like, typing this out, put in, like, commas and stuff, but this guy...
Like, it was bad.
It wasn't, like, proper English. It was, like...
No.
It was, like, he messed up on spelling all of this stuff. There was no commas, periods, nothing. It was just, like, straight through.
There's just this bunch of nonsense.
At the end,
and I was just like,
So if he's killing these people, like, to become his slaves in the afterlife, then why is he targeting young couples? Like, why not just go after anybody? You know what I mean? Like, it feels more to me like a hate crime, like we were saying in the beginning.
Yeah.
Also, he gave himself the name the Zodiac Killer. What does that even mean? Like, why?
Well,
but why give, like...
He's been killing them in, like, different months. So maybe it's, like, different
Zodiac,
like, signs.
What if, like...
Well, maybe if we Google...
Each one falls into
a different Zodiac
sign.
Like, you Google... We find out, like...
The first killing was, like, in whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. I didn't think about that.
The next attack came on September 27th, 1969, when college students Brian Hartnell, 20, and Cecilia Shepard, 22, were out picnicking on a small island. The couple was approached by a white male about 5'11", weighing over 170 pounds, and combed greasy brown hair. The man was dressed in a black executioner-style hood with the clip-on sunglasses over the eye holes. He approached them with a gun that Brian thought to be about a .45. The man claimed to be an escapee from a jail where he killed a guard and then escaped by car. He told the couple that his car was too hot and that he needed their car and money. He soon instructed Brian to tie up Cecilia, which Brian found to be weird for a robbery. The man then stabbed both the college students repeatedly. Brian had 6 wounds while Cecilia had 10. The killer then walked back to their car, then wrote on the window where the crime happened, the date, the time, and how they were murdered. Again, the killer then phoned the police, reported the crime, and confessed to doing it. When the police found the couple, they were both still alive. However, Cecilia died 2 days later, and Brian survived to tell the story. The police still had no good leads to go on as they continued their investigation. He had a gun, but he didn't...
Why not use it? He changed his MO. Again, and the other killings or the other murders were at, like, late at night or early morning.
And
this was, like, during the day.
And he must have, like, followed them somewhere to a secluded...
Yeah, this wasn't near Lover's Lane, I don't think.
Yeah, it was on a small island.
Yeah, which I think was, like, it might have been near, like, Lover's Lane in the other place, but it was, like, out kind of, you know what I mean? Kind of like
Just, like, secluded
or, like, a
somewhere?
little peninsula type thing at the end. But still.
So he must have followed them. Because, like...
Yeah, he'd have to know that someone went out
there.
Yeah. And he also wore, like,
an executioner.
Something, yeah. Was that just because it was during the day and people could see him more clearly?
Probably.
Because he didn't do that before.
Like, he had to, like, disguise, like, he had the...
I guess. Why...
During the day.
And why change what you're doing? Now he's stabbing people, which, like we said in the last video, or the video before that, with Jack the Ripper, stabbing, like, takes a lot of strength.
Yeah,
He stabbed Brian 6 times and Cecilia 10. That's, like, a lot of anger built up and a lot of strength. So...
He must have been...
Definitely closer.
Like a well-built...
Yeah, definitely closer to, like, what they were saying with 170, 195, but I want to know why he changed from using the gun to using the knife. And then also, he's phoning the police when he's done. That shows, like...
Maybe he's guilty. A little bit.
But...
Or he's toying with them.
Yeah, I guess it depends on, like, what the phone call sounded like his tone of voice.
Because either he's guilty or he's just a completely psychopath.
He's just rubbing it in. Like, look what I did.
2 weeks later, on October 11th, 1969, a white male got into a cab driven by Paul Stein. Instead of dropping the male off, Paul continued past through the destination. The passenger then pulled out a 9mm and shot Paul in the head. The man took Paul's wallet, car keys, and tore his shirt. As the crime was in progress, teenagers saw what was happening and reported it at 9:55 p.m. For some reason, there was a mix-up in the description of the killer, and the police drove right by him on their way to the crime scene. Once they realized the mix-up, they went back to look for him, but found no one. The Stein murder at first was seen as a bad robbery. However, on October 13th, the San Francisco Chronicle received a letter from the Zodiac killer containing a piece of Stein's bloody shirt. At the end of the letter, the killer mused that he would next shoot out the tire of a school bus and pick off the kiddies as they came bouncing out. Still, they had no solid leads to go on. Finally, someone saw, and they messed up the description.
How did that even happen? But also, now he's not killing couples. Now he's going after a cab driver. Just by himself. Not even, like, out on a date. Nothing. And then, why did Paul keep going?
Maybe... Okay, so maybe he didn't plan on killing. Maybe he was going... He's getting in a cab to go to his next destination to kill a couple. But... Maybe Paul has been listening or, like, paying attention to, like, the description and was like, oh, damn.
I mean,
this is him.
That's a pretty vague description.
You gotta shoot your shot.
I guess. And then the kids saw it, and the police
drove
literally, like, when I was doing the research, it said that the police remember driving down the street, seeing the man walking, but they didn't think anything of it because they got a different description and then found out that the guy that they passed was the one that they were supposed to be capturing.
They were this close.
Yeah, literally. He was one lucky guy. He was gonna go get kids? Like, how does that fit in?
Maybe...
He's, like, changed everything now.
Yeah, I think this is more than, like, since he's gotten, like, a taste for it.
So maybe now he's like,
I'm gonna turn it up a notch and go even younger.
I mean, that or, like, he's like, oh, the police haven't caught me yet. And like you said, I like it. I like killing. It's making me happy or whatever. Like he said, it gets his rocks off. Yeah, so, like, now he's like, let me just see who else I can kill.
Maybe, like, killing kids is, like, the top of, like, euphoria.
I don't know. Makes me think of Criminal Minds. He's a sexual sadist. I don't know, that's pretty crazy. They were so close, yet so far away.
Over the years, the newspaper companies continued to get letters from the Zodiac killer containing several ciphers that have never been decoded even to this day. The police have investigated over 2,500 suspects in the Zodiac murder cases and have been unsuccessful in catching him. The murders of the Zodiac Killer are still unsolved, and the Zodiac Killer to this day remains a free man.
What's your overall theory on the Zodiac Killer?
He had some trauma in the past of being scorned, and it messed with him so bad that he was like, you know what, young people are just...
I was thinking that, but I just got like a thought. What if like there was something that went on between like his parents when they were that age? Like, what if his mom got pregnant when she was that age and his dad like left or whatever, and then he's had like a grudge against...
Maybe, and once he finally like reached a certain age, he was like, you know what,
Let me
enough
take care
is
of that.
enough.
Yeah.
And
but these couples were out on like dates. And that's like a happy time. That's like
and
a
like
time.
it was probably like their like
Well, the first
One,
victim.
it was their first date.
Yeah. And like, you know, you're so excited and like, you know, that just makes me so sad. Like they were having such a good time probably.
What if they didn't even kiss yet?
Yeah. What if like they didn't even have their first kiss? Just either in general or with each other, and then they're attacked. Isn't that so sad? It just makes me sad, and I don't get why he changed his MO either. Like, why?
I think it's just because maybe he was getting bored of like the old and needed to take it up a notch.
Or maybe he was out for a stroll
and was just like, oh hey,
look at them, and all he had on him was a knife. So we don't really have that many good theories because
we're not professionals.
No, we're still not professionals. We're just kind of thinking.
Yeah,
we're just putting our thoughts.
We're just putting our thoughts
out there for you guys
into film.
Yeah. This is our like Halloween video because tomorrow is Halloween.
Yeah.
And we were like, you know, let's dress up even though it's the eve of Halloween.
We got I think we've decided on Jack.
This is Jack.
Isn't
he cute? This is the story of the Zodiac Killer. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know what you guys think about the story. If there's anything that we missed that we should have included.
Tell us your own theories.
Yeah, if you think that we should maybe in the future revisit the story of the Zodiac Killer and, you know, add even more detail. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Happy Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween. Get freaky out there.
Yeah, but wear your masks and respect the COVID rules. Make sure you comment, I forgot what I was doing.
Subscribe.
Like this video because it helps us know if you guys like what we're doing. We know that it's weird. We know that it's
different.
New. I was thinking about this last night. Like it's kind of sad because I miss our challenges.
I know.
Because they were so fun and stupid. But we do really like this. It gives us a little bit more creative. I feel like leeway with at least editing, I think, because I can add like pictures and videos and all that stuff. You know, and it's fun for a time. Someday in the future we'll
return to challenge videos. Don't worry. But I think we might continue doing this and like we'll do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
so don't worry about it.
We will see you guys next Friday. Peace.